One. Shalom, shalom,
Shalom.
shalom. Hey man, we're gonna do this a little different, man. We're gonna read this first precept real quick before we get into it. Brother can read this with some energy.
Khan. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor.
It says two are better than one. Title of this lesson is gonna be called "As a Collective," right? It's gonna be about putting forth a collective effort, not an individual effort, but a collective effort. First and foremost, we want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We do so by way of His only begotten Son, who is an instrument of salvation for the nation, right? Our nation, the nation of Israel, the Israelites, who we see here on the Americas is mostly the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And as the minorities or the marginalized people, it's going to take a collective effort for us to see anything happen or any shift to happen in the world. And we have already started it, as you see many brothers and many sisters do videos, go out on the streets, right? Be willing and dealing between their friends and family, even at their jobs, right? Trying to gather the nations together. Oh, nation, not desire, right? Because that's what we are needing to do right now. The most high God sent His Son, and His Son said, "If you're not helping to gather, you're helping to scatter," right? Which ultimately would be be counterproductive. Shalom to the brother Isaiah, right?
Shalom.
I want to say Shabbat Shalom. Hope you guys are getting a nice little reset today. Take this time to reflect and refresh for the week to come, right? But other than that, man, I got two clips that I'm gonna play today, two classic clips that I'm gonna play today, and we're gonna get straight into it, right? Shouldn't be too long. I got about 7 precepts myself, right? And I think they're kind of you know, straight to the point, right? So let me stop sharing this and let me share the first clip that I want to share. If any brother has anything to say, opening up, feel free.
Yeah, man. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, man. Hey, it's a blessing to be alive. I hope brothers and sisters getting that rest. Just know that we doing this to get that everlasting rest, which is the kingdom, man. So keep enduring, keep fighting the good fight, keep denying your flesh, man, till the king come back.
Come, man. The classic. The classic.
Water.
The classic scene. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this this clip. And we're gonna play it, right? Here we go.
Mr. Cruz.
Fair use.
I'm impressed with what you've done, but you came up short. You owe me 80 suicides and 500 push-ups. Please leave my gym.
I'll do push-ups for him.
So if you don't know, man, this is Coach Carter. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, right? Pausing it just to say a little spiel here. What happens is Mr. Cruz here, he was rebellious. In order to get back, he had to seek the head coach and the team 10 times harder. And he was left with a task, an impossible task. It was like so many thousand push-ups, so many thousand sprints, right? It was an impossible task, and today was his due date, right? And so that's why you just saw Coach Carter walk over to him and read him his stats and said how he came up short. And you saw the brother, man, he still was trying to give it his all, still was trying to give it the best effort that he possibly could by himself. But what he didn't know is it takes a collective. He wasn't going to be able to ever finish that task, right? But with the help of the collective, we're gonna see what happened, right?
So like you too, man. The way the coach is acting, that's kind of how the Most High is gonna be. That's kind of how the Most High is. Also, even when you think of like in the days of old or the days before us that were written in the Bible, you see how strict the priests were, the prophets were, right? It ain't no hard feelings. It ain't the fact that I don't like you or I do like you. It's, did you do what you were supposed to do? If not, I'm sorry, leave the gym. I'm sorry, you can't do nothing. Leave the congregation. And they'll walk away from you after they give you your judgment. So I say that to say, man, don't be looking, you know, for that compassionate, pat you on your back, sit you on your lap, the hugs, and don't be looking for that, because we got to find our salvation with fear and trembling. Not to get off topic from this lesson, but just something I wanted to point out from the coach was that, hey, sometimes you can put your best foot forward, but you if you know that you've been sinning, if you know that you've been in the wrong, hey, you can't say nothing to the Most High God when He say that, depart from me. But to add to the lesson, you know what I'm saying, that's why he got this clip up right now at the freeze frame. You see the teams like, dang, that's that hurt. That's why, as people, as brothers and sisters, we're put on this earth to keep each other on the straight and narrow, because we know how strict our Father is. So that way, our Father can be proud of all of us, and none of us fall to the wayside.
Man, one thing I want to say is that, keep in mind, I like this clip because after he read him his stats, right? You can see the look on Timo Cruz's face. It was full submission. What do I say by that? Because he respected him enough and submitted to him enough that he took it like a man. I mean, he had a dumbfounded look on his face, but he took it as a man, right? He didn't make any excuses for himself. He knew the task that he had set out to do, and he took it to the chin, right? I think he was prepared to fail, right, and to take it, because ultimately he put himself in that position, right? And a lot of times in the truth, man, ultimately we put ourselves in bad positions, and then we start acting like Christians. You know what I'm saying? We start saying, well, God has grace, God has mercy. You know what I'm saying? And we can't really look at that. Sometimes it's good for us to take stuff on the chin, right? Watch this though. What happens next? Actually, I'm gonna start it back a little bit more right here. Talking about as a collective.
I'll do push-ups for him.
Right then and there, man, that brother Timo Cruz was like, dang, I used to give this brother loud hell. He loved me that much? Boy, out of everybody, he wants to do push-ups for me, right? It should spark something deep inside you, bro. That shit, bro. That when you know that you got love from brothers and sisters, bro, that especially your fellow Israelite brethren, bro, it should fuel you, right? Especially when you think it's somebody that you had odds with. That's why in the Bible, in the New Testament, he always talking about forgiving thy enemy and doing good to your enemy and all that stuff, right? Because a lot of times, man, people only your enemy because of stuff that they're dealing with in their life, their personal life. They don't really want to be your enemy, right? And when you extend a hand out to them, or you support them, you encourage them, whatever, a lot of times they don't become your enemy no more. They become your closest friend. They become a brother or a sister, right? Watch this.
You said we're a team. One person struggles and we all struggle.
One person struggles, we all struggle. I forgot he said this, in this clip. I forgot he said this. He said one person struggle, we all struggle. That's what we have to realize, right? Yeah, I got a preset for this, but I'm gonna save it for the second clip though. But remember, if one person struggle, we all struggle.
Hey, that remind me of off a Drumline.
Oh, stop. We got the clip, brother. We got the clip, brother.
All right.
We got the clip, brother. If you know brother Denon, man, I'm keen for pulling up them Drumline clips now, right? One person struggle, we all struggle, right?
One player triumphs, we all triumph, right?
That's another thing. One person triumphs, we all triumph. That in the truth, we take everything as individuals, right? We need to start taking not just the bad stuff as a collective, but the good stuff too. Israelite triumphs in something, that means we all triumph. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it messes with other people till we get into this competition spirit, not realizing that we're all the same body and just different members of that body, right?
I run suicides too.
And you could tell they really didn't want to do it, but it's like,
Bro, this is at the end of practice, man. They tired. But you see, it just takes one to be a catalyst, though. It just takes one to for somebody else. It's a just like negatively a cancer, a little leaven the whole lump. On the adverse, right? One person doing good can provoke another person to do good, and then provoke another person to do good, right? But it takes sincere and genuine people, man. Even when you're tired, right? Because what? When you realize, hey, we got a lot of hands we can put to use right now. The more we get involved, the quicker we can get it done.
Fine. Keep count. Call me when they're done.
So it kind of skipped the part where Worm said, I guess I'll do something too. You know what I'm saying? But doing good stuff will provoke even a bare minimalist, right? Worm was like, man, I'm really ready to go. But everybody else doing it, you know what I'm saying? He kind of didn't want to be left out because he knew he was going to be looked at. You know, they was going to get on his head in that locker room. You know what I'm saying? So even it'll even being a collective will even provoke a bare minimalist. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's a lot of it too, man. You see that, this goes into, charity. The Most High God wants us to be in a spirit of charity and alms. And, I always talk about how there's precepts talking about how we're supposed to take care of one another, right? The second great commandment of all, right? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I'm saying that to say, as a collective, we have to do our best to make sure that we all enter into the kingdom. And just like he threw that ball to the assistant coach with the clipboard, that could be synonymous with Christ. What did he tell him? He said, hey, let me know when they complete it, right? Pretty much let me know who you gonna house for. Let me know who paid it, who followed instructions. Let me know who did what they were supposed to. Call me then, right? And so we know that there's one mediator between man and God, and that's Christ. So that's why I'm making that comparison. But then y'all know too, like as a team, a collective, that's why there's scripture saying he wished that no man perish, right? That's why there's scripture saying, to be a servant, right? He said, the whole passage of them washing each other's feet, or him washing their feet, or the least of y'all should be the greatest, and things of that nature, right? He's letting us know it's okay to serve one another, man, for the greater good. And he's letting us know that that's how we're going to get into the kingdom. Without these brothers' help, this brother wouldn't be on the team, right? So that's what he's saying. Like, we got to be able to help serve one another so that we all can get to the kingdom, man. Because if it's just of our own selves, we're not going to get there, right? If we just boasting in our own talents, I fast 3 times a week. I'm not like this publican. He doesn't even pray. He doesn't. I do it. Guess what? The Most High God don't want that in his kingdom. Because once you get to the kingdom, who you going to boast above then? You going to boast above Christ? You going to boast above the 12 disciples sitting in judgment seats? Like, you can't boast in the kingdom. Everybody going to make it to, everybody in the kingdom already there. So he don't need that in the kingdom. He needs servants, man.
Right, man. And like the brother said, we can't do this on our own, right? The only reason why he had found grace in that clip was because he understood that they couldn't do it on their own, and that he knew that at that moment that the team had become a team, right? Not only that, even when he was looked at as not being a part of the team, what did the first brother walked up and said, or Lau, he locked up, he said, "You said we a team, right?" letting you know that, hey, we're including this brother right here, right? Whether he looks like he on the outside or not, he's still a part of this team, and we still see him as part of the team. Because if you watch the movie, you see they be in practice, and sometimes, you know, they be laughing and whatnot. Then they kind of glance to the side and they see Buddy killing himself on the side, and they kind of feel kind of bad, right?
Yeah, you know, too. The Bible says to give the Bible says to give supplication, right? And also reverence, but also to plead with God, meaning what? God is a man of his word. The Most High is bound to his word. So just like what you were saying with Lau, he said, hey, you the one that said one of us fail, we all fail. One of us triumph, we all triumph. You said that. And sometimes, you know, God's just looking to see if you gonna, plead with him like, hey, God, you said this now. God, you promised me this now. You said if I do this, that you would come through in this. God looking for us to plead. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of us would be scared, but God's saying, hey, gird up your loins like a man. Say what you need to say to me. And God just trying to see if you're going to stand on business, like, you know, Justin Bieber said. He trying to see if you're going to be about it. Like, oh, I'm in my word, and this is what you said. Everything, you got to treat it like you're going to court. Everything God wants to see, he wants to see is lawful. And if you show God something that he said, guess what? He got to overturn it like Job. He got to overturn it like Hezekiah. He got to overturn these things when you plead with him. Why? Because he's bound to his word, and he'll be happy to do so. That's why deep down inside in the clip, Coach Carter was kind of happy, like, okay, tell me when they done, right? It's an answered prayer is what I'm getting at.
Come on, brother Obadiah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, man. I was gonna say, like, you know, I think it was more so a test for the team, because he knew that he wasn't gonna be able to do all that at that particular time that he told him he had to finish. But he just wanted to. He was trying to. His whole main focus is to build team chemistry. So he wanted to see if a brother was gonna step up and help his other brother out. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted them to do that as a team, because that's gonna build team chemistry. Because Crew's gonna be like, okay, all right, them brothers love me, and then they're gonna look at him the same way, and then they all doing it together. So his whole mission was to build team chemistry, man, on helping depending on one another and helping each other out, man. That's how the same thing, the Most High, he do that too as well with us, man. You know, our brother might be put in a situation, like, and it seems like he can't get out, but it's a test to see, like, is the brothers around him are gonna help him out or tell him or talk to him, or they just gonna leave him hanging and have him do it by himself.
Yeah, man. You know,
you move better as a collective. Why? Because you're not doing it for individual gain anymore, right? Which you're feeling for the other person. So even in sports, right, that looks like brother turned the ball over. Oh, that's on him. But if you really are a team, the brother turned the ball over, I'm upset just like he is, and I want to get it back just as bad as he is. You know, you turn the ball over, man, you kind of in overdrive, like, I got to get it back. But how much more if everybody on the team feels that same way? You know, I've been on basketball teams where a brother turned the ball over, right, and all the effort from the rest of the team disappears, and it's like that brother turned the ball over. It's gonna make him look bad. It's gonna put me in position to get more playing time. I'm not gonna try to get it back for him or anything like that, right? But when you're actually a team, man, those things come into play, because at the end of the day, if you're trying as hard as he is to get it back, the team is gonna look better, and that's the whole point of the whole thing, right? Go ahead, brother Azrael. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, the Bible says he won't give you more than you can bear without giving you a way of escape. A lot of times, like the brother Obadiah just said, man, the Most High would give you something that you think is impossible, right? But you got to start looking outside the box and start looking at, what has God given me to help me bear or get through this impossible thing? A lot of times it's the people in your community. A lot of times it's it could be your children. A lot of times it could be a factor you never thought about that help you complete that thing that was impossible, right? The whole time, Coach Carter, he's a coach of a basketball team. He gave you something impossible, but he knew with more legs, you can get it done. He knew that he ain't going to tell you that, He wants you to find that out. He wants y'all to find that out for yourselves. Because he in his opening speech as a coach, he said that he wants to give them the tools to succeed in life, right? So by him saying that, he already letting them know, like, you got everything you need. You gotta look in the spirit. You gotta look and find it. Yeah, it seems impossible, but what has God given you to escape the impossible and make the impossible possible?
Man. DMX has a famous quote, man, right? You can Google it if you wanted to. But he said, the worth of a man is not measured by what he can do for himself. Oh, this is good. This is good. But the worth of a man is measured about what he can do for someone else. and hey, look, man, that's one thing that a lot of celebrities have understood, is that once they get to a certain spot in their life, it becomes of how they can help somebody else, right? For instance, all this mess is going on with Young Thug's case and whatnot, and all he's snitching, his leaked jail calls and all of this stuff. One thing that he said on the jail call, he was talking about Andre 3000, and one thing he said about Andre 3000 is you're probably one of the best rappers ever to live, but there's no history of you ever putting anybody on. There's no history of you helping anybody out, right? And so that just kind of piggybacks on that, saying that, hey man, you can be great all you want to, but if you're not sharing that, if you're not adding to somebody else's life, right, your worth is really counted for nothing, right? But let's move on, man. We read verse 9. Somebody read verse 10 for me, right?
Ecclesiastes 4:10. It reads, "For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up."
Right, man. So if you don't have a collective, you just kind of left SOL. One thing that before he even got his impossible task, he let him know. He said, "Hey, look, man, since you've been gone, the team has done X, Y, and Z, right? That means you owe X, Y, and Z." But one thing he didn't realize was, he said the team had done it, right? The team, when they did it, they didn't do it by themselves. They didn't do it alone, right? But he was charging to do it by himself. And so doing it by yourself seems impossible. But when you got a team, right? When you got other people, we was talking about this not too long ago, ain't it? When you got a team, it's easier to do stuff, right? It's easier to get on live because you got brothers that's going to be on there with you. Sometimes I might not feel like getting on, you know what I'm saying? But I know brothers going to be on there with me. They're going to add to the lesson. It's going to be a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? When you have a team, it's easier to do hard things, right? For instance, I can change a tire by myself on the side of the road, but how much easier if I have another set of hands? How much quicker can we get up out of there, right? It's easier to do hard things as a collective versus trying to do it by yourself and getting burned out. One thing that we try to tell, new brothers or women in general that feel like they get overwhelmed easily, right? Pick into your resources, right? As women, use each other. You see what I'm saying? Because it's easier to do hard things as a collective, right? I want to go to two more precepts before we play this other clip. We're going to go to Exodus chapter 17 and we're going to start at verse 12.
Did you have 1 Corinthians in your chamber too?
Nah. We can go there after this. This is Exodus 17 and 12. Somebody can read this for me.
But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady unto the going down of the sun.
Right, man. The Most High God was acting like Coach Carter. He said, "Hey, man, hey Moses, as long as you keep this your hand up, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna prevail, right?" And it seemed all good at first, but then it kind of seemed impossible. But with the help of teamwork, right, the help of his brothers, right, they helped him keep that hand up. They kept that posture strong. He couldn't have done it by himself, though, right? If it was done by himself, that arm would have fell. We would have lost. right? That's why it takes an effort. I ain't gonna hold you. I know the brother Isaiah is a coach, man. If I was a coach, bro, I'd probably read this scripture right here almost every day before practice, bro. Because the only way you can prevail is as a collective, right? Is as a collective. What precept you had, brother?
You can go to your precepts that you had, man. I can just reference it at the end, you know.
Okay. We're gonna go to Galatians real quick before we play this other precept, the other clip. It's like I'm tripping. I can't find Galatians. There you go.
I'm not gonna lie though, it'd be hard to read Exodus 17 and 12 to 6-year-olds, man. But nonetheless, you know,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, 60. Yeah, tough.
6-year-olds or 6th graders?
6-year-olds.
Oh yeah, they I mean, they hear it, but they ain't gonna know really what's, you know.
I don't know. They should be. I mean, my daughter's 3. She has pretty good comprehension skills, man. I don't know.
They got the attention span of a Saskatchewan river tortoise, man.
Yeah, they really don't even know who Moses is for real anyway. So. But this is Galatians 6 and 2. If brother can read this.
Galatians 6 and 2, and it reads, "Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ."
Right, man. What did Lau say? He said, "You said we a team, right? One person who struggled, we all struggle. That's carrying each other's burdens." It says to fulfill the law of Christ. Yeah, Christ commanded us to do this, but also he didn't just command us; he showed us by a living example. He carried our burdens. Every lash that he took, every stripe that he took, he was strung up on that cross. He died, right, for all of us. He carried our burdens, right? So we had a chance. A living chance, a living, breathing, fighting chance to make it to the kingdom of God, right? So we got to bear each other's burdens, man. Let me share my screen real quick, man. Let me share my screen. Let me see. I gotta start this back too. Hold up.
Do I get my black card revoked because I haven't never seen Drumline?
Yes, you do. That's
sure.
crazy. That is
sure.
wild. That
This
is wild.
movie about drumming, though. No offense to people that drum.
No, it's about the coach. See, that's the thing. Like, I was hesitant at first too when it first came out. The only reason really the previews made it kind of fire. You know, I had Nick Cannon in there. They had some dancing going on and whatnot. But this video right here is what made a lot of brothers and sisters want to join the band. I thought the band was nerdy and terrible. After this, I was like, I think I want to be a drummer. I might put the basketball down. You got to go watch it.
Oh, it's like that?
It's like that. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Bro, you was like 7 when this movie came out, dude.
You said what?
Also, also influenced a lot of people to go to HBCUs too.
Facts. I'm talking
When
about
it came
now,
out?
bro. Y'all was only like 7 when this movie came out.
7?
What year it came out?
Second
I
grade?
want to say 2002, 2003. So yeah, maybe you was 8. I'm talking
2002.
about the previews made it 5. I'm talking about
The previews was 5. I remember watching it in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I seen
Yeah, it came
clips
out
of
in
it.
2002, second grade. Second grade, man.
Oh
I ain't
man.
gonna lie,
see.
man. I wanted to, after I watched this, I wanted to be a snare drummer, man. I think in 2002, that's when what's the name came out too, if I'm not mistaken. Like Mike.
It was
Yeah,
around
that time.
Because I remember watching that in the movie theater too. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. 2002 had the movies.
Yeah, man. I was a
Let me play
baby.
this. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. You need to go back and watch this for sure. For sure. I'm gonna play this real quick.
Good morning. Good morning to music. Good morning and welcome to Atlanta A&T University Marching Band Training.
Fair use.
The next 2 weeks will be your introduction and possibly induction into a great marching band legacy. If you're here, it's because you believe in musicianship. If you're here, it's because you believe in Coltrane.
Hey, look, man. I was playing this earlier. I was like, man, this, just symbolization, just looking. I'm like, man, this is like when, Moses was talking to the people. Like, you hear it's because you believe in the God that led us out of captivity, right? You know what I'm saying? If you believe it, he gonna get into it. He says it's because you believe in what?
Miles Davis, Stevie Wonder, and the elements known as earth, wind, and fire. If you're
here, it's because you believe that you're descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the promise that was given to them, right?
here, it is because you have a fervent, unequivocal belief in teamwork. And if you wish to remain here, you better start believing in being on time. You. Who is your roommate?
Devin.
Oh, that's bro of ATL.
Sir.
Yeah, bro, you got a lot of people in this movie, bro. You need to go watch this, bro. Right? You need to go watch this. I'm talking about within the next 42 hours, bro. I'm dead serious. But nonetheless, man, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna show accountability, right?
Eyes front.
And just notice, right? Just notice, brother Devin Miles. He's standing amongst everybody. Everybody got on white t-shirts and black shorts. Brother got a black shirt on with some long black pants, right? You can kind of spot individual lights. And when I say individual lights, I ain't even talking about people that ain't in camps, because what people don't realize, there's a bunch of individual lights in camps. It's all about the mindset that you have, though. What's your mindset? Your mindset as an individual light looks and sounds like this. Watch.
What's up, Dr. Lee?
It's all good, Mr. Miles. Glad to have you here.
Tripping, man.
So was he the like a person that thought he was already too good? Like he was good. So
Why was he late?
I guess he overslept.
Well, why didn't you wake him?
I'm not his mother, sir.
When you have somebody that answers like this, right? I'm not his mother, sir. It reminds me of what? Cain and Abel. When God said, hey, where is your brother? What did Cain say? I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? I'm not his. Cain looked at the Most High and said, I'm not his mother, sir. Right? That's the mindset a lot of our people have. Is individual. It's competitive. Almost. He can X himself all he want to. As long as I'm here, that's all that matter. Matter of fact, if he gone, it just makes me look better, and it gives me puts me in better position to be him, right? That's that individual-like mindset. That's that competitive mindset, right?
I asked Mr. Miles why his roommate was late. He says he guesses he overslept. I asked, why didn't you wake him? And he says he is not his mother. Section leaders, what is our concept?
One band, one sound.
One band, one sound.
That's the infamous. Well, I won't even say infamous. It's the famous line: one band, one sound. This is what we use, right? To this is a side note. What we use to tell folks and to explain the Bible when they talk about the Trinity. They say, well, Christ said that him and the Father are one. We tell them, have you ever seen Drumline? One band, one sound. They had many people in there, but they were one band. They were all there for the same cause, and they all had one mind because they all wanted to get to the same goal. That's what it means to be one band, one sound, right? Like Lau said, what did he say? He said, one struggles, we all struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's not saying that they're the same person, right? But as a collective, they become one.
When one of us is late, we are all late. When one of us looks or sounds bad, we all look and sound bad. So what's the concept?
One band.
One sound. Now I want 10 laps from all those who are not their roommate's mama.
10 laps for me.
Don't want.
Hey, look. And that's 10 laps around. That's 10 laps around the field. That's more than 2 miles, right?
Dang.
And but check this out though. What happens is the way the Most High works is it don't matter if you have an individual-like mindset.
Mm-hmm.
This principle still stands. You can think that you're gonna get off. At the end of the day, if you want to be a part of this, you're gonna suffer too. You can say you're not your roommate's mother, But matter of fact, let me get 10 laps from everybody that's not their roommate's mother, right? It don't matter how you feel, you still have to. Brother Isaiah says all the time. He said, "Hey, you can't get bigger than the set." A lot of people got that mindset that they're bigger than the program. You're not bigger than what is it, Atlanta A&T. You're not bigger than that, bro. If you want to be included in that Atlanta A&T band, you can't be bigger than the program. I run the program. That's what the Most High say. You can't be bigger than the program if I run it. You don't have to be here. You see what I'm saying? Watch this, man. Let's get into some of these precepts, man. We almost done.
One band, one sound. One band, one sound.
Hey, look, man. If the brother Obadiah don't watch it within the next 42 hours, he might get kicked out of the camp, bro. He might get kicked out of the camp.
Hey, I'm gonna watch it, man.
That video, that movie. Hey, look, that movie right there. It shaped a lot of I want to say African American culture, bro. Honestly, I would go on a limb and say that. Have you seen You Got Served?
Yeah, I seen You Got Served.
If you seen You Got Served, you gotta see Drumline.
But I used to like to dance though. I was really never interested in bands, so that's why I was like, it's band. But I like to dance, so You Got Served was up there.
You seen Stump the Yard?
Yeah, of course. See, I seen Stump the Yard.
Bro, it's gonna give you the same vibe, bro. I promise you. And you're gonna think band is cool after this video, bro. After this movie, I promise you, you're gonna think band is cool. You're gonna respect a lot of band members, bro.
Well, I guess this is an HBCU. I mean, they do have like just going to FAMU, man, just seeing like they band. So I mean, I guess it's different when it's HBCU. We bring more vibe, like more swag to the band. So I can see that.
That's crazy, bro. That means you don't even know what the last rule of the rule book is.
They got a rule book?
Yeah, you don't even know what the last rule of the rule book is. It's all right. You're gonna watch it, you're gonna see. But this is Philippians 1:27. My brother can
stay ahead of the game. Philippians 1:27, man, and it reads, "Only let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Christ, that whether I come and see you or else be absent, I may hear of your affairs, that ye stand fast in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel."
When you read this precept at the beginning, it seemed like he's just talking to one person, right? But he's talking about them as a body, right? With one mind. All y'all gotta have the same mind. Y'all gotta be on one accord, right? Striving together for the faith of the gospel. And unless y'all all are on a one accord and striving together in the faith of the gospel, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, right? Let's go to 2 Chronicles, man. I got 3 more precepts. 3 more precepts. We out of here, right? 2 Chronicles. Actually, 2 of my precepts is going to be in 2 Chronicles, right? We're going to start with 2 Chronicles 20. And we're going to start at verse 3. All right. If I could get a brother to read verses 3 and 4.
Come on, verse 3. Did Jehoshaphat?
What chapter is this?
2 Chronicles 20.
Oh, okay. Second Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 3. And Jehoshaphat feared and set himself to seek the Lord, and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah.
Right. If you read the Bible, man, you'll start to pick up on little things. When the fire got really hot, right? Just one person couldn't do it. You would have to call everybody together to be on one accord for the Most High to hear us. Keep reading verse 4.
And Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Lord. Even out of all the cities of Judah, they came to seek the Lord.
Right. He said he gathered everybody together, man. Hey, look, man, this is life or death. I need y'all here. Right? I need y'all here. Let's go to verse 13. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And all Judah stood before the Lord with their little ones, their wives, and their children.
Right, verse 14.
Then upon Jahaziah, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaniah, the son of Jeiel, the son of Mattaniah,
Oh,
a Levite, A Levite of the sons of Asaph. I don't know. Came the spirit of the Lord in the midst of the congregation.
Come, man. So what happened is, man, he gathered everybody together, right? The little ones, the wives, and their children, right? And this is at this time is when the Most High sent His Spirit amongst the congregation, right? And this is how you get the Most High's attention. This is how you get your head coach's attention. You don't come to him as one person. Hey, I'm feeling this way. You show me your problems. You really want to get your head coach's attention. You come to him as a team. Well, he's likely to send you out of his office. But if the whole team come in his office for something that they feel strongly about, he has no choice to listen. Same thing for at a job, right? That's why we talk about these Mexicans, man. These Mexicans, they move as one, right? One get fired, they all walk out, right? You make more of a difference when you're moving as a collective, right? You get the attention of the man, the Most High, when we move as a collective, not as individuals. We strive to make sure, of course, you got to make your calling and election sure. You got to fight your own fear, your own salvation with fear and trembling, right? That's an aspect of it. But to really get out of generational curses, to really get out of an eye evil towards our brothers and sisters, we got to do this as a collective, right? That individual stuff can only get us so far, right? And at the end of the day, man, you should want you shouldn't want with the individual mindset. It's like you saying that you're okay with you being the only person in the kingdom. That's madness, man. You don't want nobody else around you, right? That's what makes us glad and happy, is that when we have others around us and happy, right? So we got to think about that at all times. I got one more precept, man. And some people already probably know where I'm going. Some people already know where I'm going. I'm going to the book of Jonah, right? I was reading Jonah the other day, man, and something was kind of funny, man. I just kind of got to visualizing something. We're gonna go to Jonah 3 and 8. We're gonna read verses 8 and 10, 8 through 10. Salakia, right? Let's see here. You can go ahead and read it. Somebody, brother.
Jonah chapter 3 and verse 8. But let man and beast be covered with sackcloth, and cry mightily unto God. Yea, let them turn every one from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands.
Right. If you read Jonah, man, you know that the whole nation came together. It's yet another time where the whole nation had to come together to fast and pray. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Who can tell if God will turn and repent and turn away from his fierce anger, that we perish not?
Right. Verse 10.
Verse 10. And God saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and God repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not.
How did they get his attention? Through a collective effort. I was reading this and I was like, man, it was because, at first, they was trying, Jonah was trying to get his attention, the king of Nineveh was trying to get his attention. Finally, they had to come together. But it looks like this, right? I envision, like, in elementary school and middle school, you sitting in the classroom and everybody's talking. And, when everybody's talking, it's getting riled up, people laughing, might be throwing stuff in the air and stuff like that. The teacher's just at her desk. She's standing up with her arms crossed, right? Some teachers will even say, I'm going to let y'all finish, right? But she's being quiet until everybody is what? Silent and paying attention, right? It gets to a point as a collective, we all have to get on the same wavelength. And it's like in a classroom, we all have to be silent and give our attention to the teacher. We got to give our attention to the Most High. Stop what you're doing. It don't even matter. Solomon said it's all is vanity. At some point, we got to all stop worrying about the outside of what we want to do, what we feel like we have to do. And we got to give our full attention to the Most High, right? That's the only way we can hear him. That's why teachers do it. Why? Because they feel like, I'm not going to repeat myself and I'm not going to fight with y'all. I'm the superior. I'm not going to fight. I'm not gonna fight for the floor, right? I'm the teacher. I'm gonna wait till y'all finish. That way I know everybody. And then sometimes the teacher, everybody seem like they quiet. She start talking, somebody start talking again. She shut up again. You know what I'm saying? Because as a teacher, that's the only way you can hear. That way she knows that when the room is quiet and everybody's paying attention to me, there's no excuse for anybody to go off because y'all all understood me and heard me. Same thing with the Most High. When he has our full attention as a collective, he understands that we're all paying attention to what he's doing or what he's about to do. Because a lot of times he's about to bring destruction. And now we understand him. We all are hearing him. We get to hear him. There's no distractions going on. We get to hear him, right? Just like that teacher, we get to hear what she has to say, what she has to convey. You see what I'm saying? And so we can only do this stuff as a collective, though. It doesn't help if only one person understand it. If only two people understand it, if only 3 people are trying to, sit up in their desk and trying to understand, right? And so sometimes you get those students that kind of turn back and be like, "Hey man, shut up. You see she's trying to say something."
That's real.
But and a lot of brothers got that spirit on them, which is sometimes be a good spirit, right? Because sometimes we got to hold each other accountable, right? Because why? It takes a collective. And that brother in the back, he playing too much. He don't realize that she up at the front, waiting for everybody to be quiet. Sometimes you got to let them know, right?
It is always that one student, bro, that's gonna say that. That's facts.
And sometimes they don't know that the teacher waiting for them to be quiet, and the person once you tell them that, once that person nut up like that, Salakia, it's a figure of speech. But once a person do that, then the person in the back like, "Oh, my bad," and he get right. But sometimes it takes that, right? Because it takes a collective. It takes a collective as a collective.
And it's serious when the quiet kid say it. The person, right. the dude that never talked, he looked back and say, "Shut up,"
with the glasses on and whatnot, bro. Yeah, man. We all don't witness that, man. But that's all I got, man. As a collective, man, we gotta understand that we can do the hard things, and it's easier to do it as a collective versus trying to tackle it on our own, right? That's why brothers have camps. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you see brothers go out on the street and they're not in a group or whatever, and it's just them, sometimes they fall off, bro. You know what I'm saying? They stop going out there. But it's easier to tackle conversations when you got more people, more minds around you. You know what I'm saying? The hard things are easily done with as a collective. I'll say that. And on that, any brothers got any precepts or any last closing remarks?
Yeah, I had one precept. This is in 1 Corinthians 12, man. And you don't got to pull it up unless you just want to read it, but roughly paraphrasing.
What verse?
Go to start at verse 1. Let me see. It's not going to be 2. Go down, right? Yeah, start at 4. So we're going to read 4 through 6.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 4 through 6, it says, "Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are difference of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh in all.
So you want to read 7 too?
Oh no, I thought you had said 8, but I remember you said 6.
Nah, yeah. So pretty much, man, on this, if you keep reading this chapter, that goes on to talk about how, we're all members of the same body. You got eyes, you got toes. The toes can't do what the eyes do. The eyes can't do what the nose hairs do, right? The nose hairs can't do what the intestine's supposed to do. It all is a body, a system. You know what I'm saying? And if one of these parts are hurting, the body as a collective is hurting. You know what I'm saying? But if all these parts be whole, then the body as a collective is whole. The toes can't be like, well, but since I'm not the eyes, you know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with me, because at the same time, it affects how the body functions at the end of the day. So going into, like the brother was talking about, with the examples that was given with Drumline and, Coach Carter, at the end of the day, man, two, like the brother read, 2 is better than 1, man. We a team. We a team at the end of the day, and we need to always be looking out for the team. We've done lessons telling our people before, like, yeah, some people will say our people in this land is winning because we have a lot of successful people who may be Israelites, but the thing is that it doesn't matter how successful they are. The majority of the team is hurting. The majority of the team is sick. So it's not about one man having $1 billion. It's not about 20 men having 100 million. It's about the majority of us and what it looks like, right, as a team. So we got to make sure that we're doing good jobs of picking each other up, you know what I'm saying, and help healing each other where we hurt. Become mighty lesson.
Con, man.
I got
Hey, look, Con, I got you. Just to let me back on what he was saying, man. You remember in the movie Drumline where Kyle was about to lose his spot as what he did.
He was playing the bass, boy.
He was playing the bass. And although Miles didn't play the bass, he still felt for him. He still was involved in trying to help him win his spot, right? Just like he was saying, we all got different talents and whatnot, but when we all have the same end goal, the same mind, right? We can contribute to somebody, not necessarily to what they were gifted with, but encouraging them to tap into the best version of themselves. But you have to have the same mind. Just like when we brought up brother turning the ball over, and he's not the only one trying to get it back. The whole team is trying to get it back. You have a better chance of getting the ball back, and you have a better chance of winning games with that mindset. What precept you got, brother?
Not only that, too, the brother Devin Miles, if I'm not mistaken, he was talking to the shorty that he wanted, and he was telling her, "Yeah, I gotta help somebody real quick." Like he put down something that he really wanted, which was that girl to go help his friend, man. And just to come on, you gotta get sexy with it. They beating drums, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's how much he felt for his friend. He was like, man, life is going well for me. You know what I'm saying? And girls are gonna always be there. I gotta be there for this dude, because like if he gets sent back home, he might be spiraling out of control. Next thing you know, his life is, not where he wants it. And he felt for his brother. But Mark 9:35.
Yeah, the brother Obadiah, man, you gotta go see that movie, man. That's really where Nick Cannon got his big break from, man. Really. This is sidebar. He had an interview not too long ago saying that he only got paid about $50,000 to $60,000 to do that movie. He said, but the movie did so well, man, it opened his doors. And anything after that, it was nothing less than $1 million. You know what I'm saying? That's how good that movie was. That's why
and also, fun fact too, T.I. was really supposed to play that role.
True.
For real? Why you play it?
Because he said that they wanted him to learn how to play the drums and whatnot, and Nick Cannon was more committed to learning how to play the drums than he was.
He was.
He said that Nick Cannon lied and said he already knew how to play the drums when he didn't. But when they got him the role, Nick Cannon learned how to play the drums before actually acted. So
Yeah, T.I. said it on the interview.
See, I feel like if T.I. was in Drumline, I feel like I would have watched it already, man.
Nah, you can't feel like that, bro. Nick Cannon did his thing in that movie, bro. You gotta go watch it, bro.
Respect the persons, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Man.
I think you probably thinking like Nick Cannon's corny. He's a jokester.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I don't see him as an actor, but like back in the day, like people really saw him as like
love don't cost the thing though.
Yeah, like Nick
that was
Cannon.
Look. This is sidebar, but he said that Drumline was the trajectory that he wanted to go for his career, which was serious. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like an actual actor. He said he never wanted to do Love Don't Cost a Thing. He said to this day he regretted that he did it. He said because he didn't want to be a comedian type of actor or to be looked at as a joke or funny. And he said the only reason why he did it is because they offered him $1 million off rip as like a bonus or something like that. And he said he did it for the money. He said, but that's never a movie that he wanted to do. He said, of course it did. Love Don't Cost a Thing did what it did, but I still didn't want to do it because that's not the type of actor I wanted to portray. But life goes on, and he was just saying that he was the one that even came up with the title "Love Don't Cost a Thing" for that movie because they had it listed as titled something else, and he said, "Nah, it don't make no sense." But come man, Nick Cannon, that guy for sure. This is Mark 9:35, man. It says, and he sat down and called the 12 and saith unto them, if any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all and a servant of all.
Yeah, man. Just to put into emphasis that I don't know about y'all, but whenever I go somewhere, whenever I see a team, whenever I see an organization, I look at the no names. I look at the people in the background. I look at the people that's running around, right? I look at the people that's serving because I'll be looking at them like, man, without them, this whole thing couldn't function. I'll be looking at them like, hey, man, that's a man of integrity. That's somebody that you could probably trust. When it's not easy, but you serving. When your name's not called on, but you still serving. When your face ain't posted everywhere, but you still serving, right? I mean, there's plenty of times where I go to brothers, when we used to do a lot of unity camps, there's plenty of times I go to brothers random. I'll be like, bro, hey, I ain't never seen nobody pass out flyers like you, bro. Hey, you be on it. I ain't never seen nobody, fish for men like you, bro. You be on it. Like you don't be having no side conversations, but you making it, you bringing them up there. Everybody that's watching the video, they don't even know how them people got up in front of the camera, but it was because of you, because you was putting that work and you was serving because you understood that your brother needed somebody to teach to. You understood the mission at hand. And so it's the servants, man. Those are everybody needs to start paying attention to the servants because it'll, no pun intended, shout out to the servants, but you got to start paying attention to the servants because those are the ones that's going to encourage you in this walk. When you look at what another man is doing or another sister is doing, and they don't require any notoriety or anything for it, and they're just doing it to serve their brothers and their sisters, man, hey, it'll influence your spirit to become more like a servant. And then you'll be the first, you'll be the chief in the kingdom, as it says, right? Because you decided to serve rather than to be served.
Come on, man. That's all we got, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless the brother Obadiah got something.
The brother Root, he said, how y'all think T.I. would have did if he would have played the part?
Movie would have been the same.
It wouldn't have been the same, but he would have did straight. You know what I'm saying? I think
it would have been terrible, to be honest, if T.I. would have did it.
I don't think it would have been terrible, but I think it would have been a whole different vibe.
That's why I say terrible, because his personality, it ain't really like, meant for movies like Drumline. Like,
yeah,
he did
gangster.
Like ATL, Takers, movies where T.I. kind of like, in a sense, referred to as kind of like hood. I think that fits him because, I mean, that's how he was.
Nah, I think he would have did better just because, hear me out, just because the movie role actually is geared towards somebody like T.I. When you think about, he had a deadbeat dad, he showed up at the subway station, pretty much told his dad off. You thinking like he's coming from a place where he's super hood and he's standing out. He really a YN. If you look at Nick's character, he a YN in a system of good people. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he talked to women, the way, all of that. So it's like, even the way he said, like, I ain't my roommate's mother. Like I could see T.I., I ain't my roommate's mother. I could see him doing that. So it's like, I feel like the role was geared towards somebody like T.I.
But I feel like Nick Cannon did a good job because his whole aura portrayed somebody that could possibly be looked at as a kid in college. I feel like T.I. wouldn't have given.
T.I. was younger than though.
In college. Still, he wouldn't have given a kid in college though. Like we talking about students. I feel like kind of what Isaiah was saying.
He gave
like
more of a freshman in college vibe. T.I. would give more like a junior.
I feel like no, T.I. seems like a college dropout, bro. Like
Devin was about to drop out.
He didn't though. Like T.I. seemed like off rip he a college dropout. No cap. But
but I ain't gonna lie. What you was gonna say?
I was gonna say, even that one little scene where he wasn't supposed to go and do the solo, and he was just like this. it didn't look natural for Nick. Like it looked corny almost. That
It didn't look-
scene.
Nah, bro. I can't let you say that.
Nick don't have
I ain't gonna
grit
lie, bro.
about him.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This man Nick Cannon hating right now, man.
I'm saying I ain't gonna let you do my boy Nick
He
like
did
that, bro. He did
phenomenal. I'm
amazing,
just
bro.
saying, I think the role was written towards somebody like
I couldn't
T.I.
see T.I. playing that role, man. I just couldn't.
I can see him playing it, but I don't think it'd be as good as Nick.
But
I
he was
just
in
couldn't see
Atlanta
him, man.
A&T, wasn't it? He was
Yeah.
in Atlanta, like the college.
Like
the
Nick
college-
Cannon, like what you were saying, though, like in a foolish sense, you know, they call him hood N-word, but T.I. give hood N-word vibes. Nick Cannon don't give that. He just give, like you said, like student, like hard, yeah, kind of rough background, but still nonetheless viewed as a student, as opposed to T.I. Man, off rip, you would have thought he was into like selling dope or something like that, just because of the way he looked. It's
Yeah, that's
bias
what-
and prejudice. but
That's something he would do in college and sell dope and get kicked out. Nonetheless, though, man, I hope you guys like that lesson, man. I hope it was edifying. You know what I'm saying? I got this famous DMX quote right here, man. Screenshot if you want to. I think it's profound. We'll see you guys next time. We will be in Valdosta today, Valdosta, Georgia. Lord willing, by 5 to 8 at the Valdosta Mall. Is that correct? I believe. So if you
Yes, sir.
got you. So if you're in the area, man, pull up. If you got any questions, man, pull up. Hope you guys have a great Shabbat. Remember, Christ said, if you ain't helping to gather, you helping to scatter, right? And so make sure you are putting your brick in to help gather this nation together, or nation not desired, because it takes a collective, not an individual mindset, but a collective mindset, right? And we'll see you guys next time. We say shalom.